See if anybody else pops in. Give it a few minutes, see if anybody pops in. Showing 2 people, but I don't know who they are. 3 people. Alright guys, smash that share button now. Let's get some people in this room. Smash the share button. I don't know who else is in here. Whoever else is in here, make sure you comment below and let me know you're in here, so I know who's in here. You know you're in here.
Yeah.
Now we're down to 1 person.
Yeah, it's just me. They keep saying it's...
I don't know why it does that. I have no idea. I have no idea.
So nice.
Alright, we'll give it just a few more minutes and let's see if anybody else is going to come in and we'll start. Hopefully other people will start doing it. Hopefully they'll come in. If you're in the room, comment below, let me know you're in the room. Say, hey, I know who you are. Smash the thumbs up button over on the side for me. Let me know kind of who's in the room.
Let's see. Oh, there we go.
Keep saying you're in here, so.
Yep. Oh, there's somebody.
Hey Todd, what's up, man? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Smash that share button, man. Let's see if we can get some people in here. Alright. What's up, Lugnut Production? What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great week. It is Friday. That only means one thing. We're back. Podcast number 2. You guys killed it last week. So we really appreciate that. I'm not sure exactly how many views we had last week. I think we had like almost 2,000 views last week.
Yep.
So really appreciate that. That means an absolute lot for us. Got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of controversial things to talk about. Just want to let everybody know we are not trying to bash anybody. We're just giving an opinion of what we see and what we have found out on a lot of things that we talk about tonight. So, with that being said, our first subject tonight, we're going to talk about Jugghouse Speedway. We've been brought to my attention that Jugghouse has had a new partner joined with them, Michael Bradshaw. Now, I just want to let everybody know, I don't know the guy. I've had several messages about who is Michael. I don't know who Michael is. I have talked to Michael at least once or twice in the last couple of weeks. Don't very much about him, so he's looking at big things coming to Jugghouse. You can jump on their Facebook page at the new Jugghouse Speedway on Facebook and see what they got going on. A lot of people are talking, so I'm not involved in that, but I will put it out there. So anybody that's Michael or Bobby, both of you guys want to sit down and do an interview, kind of talk about a little bit about Jugghouse, who you are, kind of what the schedule's looking like, what kind of races looking like, please get up with me. I'll be love to do a sit down interview with you guys. Just so you guys know, this live feed will be on YouTube later on this afternoon or tomorrow or something like that. The first live feed that we did from Bowman Gray is actually on YouTube, so you can go check it out for us. We'll go. I think it's under Shorts and under a live feed. I don't know why it's under both, but it is. So you can go check it out. So the first thing we're going to talk about, Jugghouse, great racetrack. We've been there a couple of times actually. It's got
a lot of fun.
A lot of fun to be there. It's a typical Go Kart track. Long nights. We know how it is. Customers come in when they want to. So like I said, we'll sit down. Hopefully Bobby or Michael will get in touch with us. We can sit down with the both of them and do an interview with the both of them. Have it posted on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you want to go. That way people can see who they are. Let's see what Jughead's all about. If you want to go check them out, like I said, go check out the new Jugghouse Speedway on Facebook. You got to put the new, because if you put Jugghouse, you're not gonna.
It's not the right one.
It's not the right one, because the old owner still has the old page up for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. But go check them out, and you can try to, I'm sure they got some big races going on, a couple of Reaper stuff going on, I'm sure. But like I said, if they reach out to us and want to do an interview with us, we'll be more than welcome to. That way you guys can see who's going on, who's who, and that way they know. The next big subject we're going to talk about, Bowman Gray Stadium. I know a lot of you guys go to Bowman Gray Stadium or have seen me go to Bowman Gray Stadium.
I love Bowman Gray.
Bowman Gray is awesome. The fights are awesome. The videos we do are awesome. But here's my thing about Bowman Gray Stadium. If you, for example, last weekend we paid $24, and that's not a lot of money on a lot of people's budget, but if you're on a budget, it is. We sat in the parking lot at, 2 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, waiting for the gates to open at 6. They opened the gates at 5:45. We have been watching the weather since 2 o'clock, kind of seeing what's going to go on. My only thing with Bowman Gray Stadium is they knew weather was coming. We had this conversation a few minutes ago, and they knew rain was coming. So
they should have waited.
They should have waited. Number one, I know that a lot of the people were complaining after the race that the weather was great. The weather was great. The weather was great. But and it did clear up. But we're going to look at this from a track-to-person point of view. I'm going to give you my side of what the track looks like, and she's going to give it to you what the person looks like. So my thing from the track is, I understand I'm a racer. You want to race. Everybody knows that. But it rained at 6:15? Something like that? Maybe?
Not even 6.
They opened the gates at 5:45 when they normally open the gates at 6. So, okay, so practice is going away. We rushed in there, we're hanging out. We're chilling. And practice is going off. That was supposed to be my off night. I'm gonna just admit that. It was supposed to be my off night, but I couldn't help it. I had to do something. So I did take a video for you guys, and it's over on YouTube so you guys can see it. Now, from a track point of view, when it rained, you got to understand, yes, it's NASCAR track. NASCAR does have rights and ownership to the track, but they do not have no jet drivers.
Right.
If you look at Bowman Gray, and yes, we have been there in the past. She has not been with me, but I have. And it rained earlier during the day. They've got the track dry. And it makes for a long night. But you got to think, as a racer in a track, we all want to go racing. We all want to do something. But sometimes Mother Nature does not precede that. As a track point of view, if they would have started on a racetrack, it probably took them about 2 hours to get the track dry. So you're looking at we were at the car at like 6:20, I do believe. 6:20, 6:30.
We walked out of the gate at 6:30.
6:30, 6:40, we were at the car. So if you're looking at, they just started drying the track right when the sun come out, you're looking at probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And we've learned that Bowman Gray has a curfew. We didn't know that.
It's 11:30.
It's 11:30. We didn't know that.
From what we've been told.
And that's the research of what we've been told by people. But if you would have got the track done by 8, one or two things are going to have to happen here. One, you're not going to have to practice no more. Everybody's going to have to start by points. And you're going to have to keep the show rolling. That's the only way you're going to get anything done. Or you can call it off and people can come back next week. With that being said, it almost kind of looks kind of shady on Bowman Gray's part, because you take a lot of people's money. If people can't come back, then what? But I'm going to let her explain.
As a fan, when you buy that ticket and it gets rained out, some people can't come back the next week. They need to either allow you to use it at a later date, not just the next week, or they need to let you get your money back. We've been told if you buy the tickets online, you get your money back automatically. I think they should have the option for people that pay cash at the gate to do that as well. When we were there, as soon as they called it, they had everybody from the gates were gone. It's like they pulled the people from the gates before they announced they called it. I don't think they should do that to fans. I think that they should have a way for fans that can't come back the next week to be able to recoup their money. Either get their money back or be able to come back at a later date. So that's my point on it.
Well, and then you think about it like this. She's right. I mean, as soon as we were out the gate, there was nobody in the ticket office. Nobody. It was one guy, and he didn't know anything.
And he wasn't at the ticket office. He was just sitting at the gates.
And he just said, we asked about money. He says, well, you're just shit out of luck. And I'm like, that's not how he...
No, what he said was, you use the ticket next week.
But if you can't come back next week...
Or there was a family there that was standing there trying to get the rain ticket part back, because when they tore their ticket, they took the rain ticket part and gave them back the regular ticket. So they couldn't come back the next week because they kept the rain ticket and wouldn't give it back to them. So that was a family of 4 that was out of money. And now there was 2 little kids and 2 adults in that family, so I don't know how much the little kids actually cost.
Sure either. But the thing is, even from a track point of view, yeah, we're racers. We want to race. I mean, we spend our money to go to the racetrack just like anybody else. And we buy tires, we buy fuel. There's a lot of things that we buy. So if we got to come back next week, we still got to buy fuel. We don't know what the tire rule there is. We don't know if they keep tires at the track. I'm not sure how Bowman Grade kind of does their own thing. But if you're a racer, and especially if we're a racer that's coming there for the very first time, that only going to come but a couple of times, if we spend our money, we can't come back. We got other priorities to go on. Maybe we're going to race somewhere else that we've already had planned on our schedule. That's money that we lose. So it's kind of like a win-lose kind of deal, really, for a lot of people. And some tracks are like that. You know, I can understand if you say, all right, I'll give you a rain check for another date. Here's whenever you decide to come back, just use this rain date and write something out, like a little receipt saying, hey, this race was rained out. We can come back the next 3 weeks if you can't come back. That makes it so much easier on a lot of people, especially a lot of fans. And Bowman Grade pulls in a lot of fans. You know, I will say this. We did get free pizza out of it. So that kind of recouped a lot of the money out of it. Domino's was grateful enough to do that.
And there again, you have all the employees that stood there and cooked all that food. And then Bowman Grade was out of all that money because they had to end up giving it away.
Yeah, you didn't want I don't want to do that.
So, you know, if you see that it's going to rain, and it's calling for a big amount of rain, just maybe hold off. Maybe just hold off.
Or you could have started earlier in the day. You could have said, all right, well, we know it's showing 70% or 80% or whatever it was. They didn't know what time to run. I'm sure they did, but they could have easily said, okay, look, we're going to start the race a little bit earlier. Everybody's going to get let in earlier. We're going to do morning practice, and at lunchtime, we're going to start the first round of practice, and we're going to try to get this thing in. If you don't do that, that hurts you, hurts us. You know, I know that's what they're, but sometimes you got to do something a little different to try something a little different. So, I love Bowman Grade, don't get me wrong. I'm trying to bash you, no way, but there's things that you need to try. Things that you need to say, all right, we got to figure out something. So, I don't know. If you guys want to comment below, let us know what you think, what you feel. That'd be awesome. We listen to your opinions. That's cool. But with that being said, I don't know what else to say about Bowman Gray. Great place, great facility. Food's
Always
pretty
great.
decent.
Always great.
Food is decent. I mean, they do have a lot of vendors there, so which big shout out to them for letting them have vendors and stuff come in. So that's supporting your local businesses. That's kind of where we're at. But the big topic we're gonna talk about tonight, and I was kind of hoping that maybe Parker Eatman and Connor Jones would come into live feed, which they maybe will eventually. Langley gone wild. Langley was the absolute one of the best races of the year usually. Last year, the 3-wide finish with Carson Quaffle, Connor Hall, and I can't remember who was else, and I don't remember who it was. 3-wide finish coming to the end. When you go to Langley, you use the bumper. It's like a big flat Bristol almost.
Yeah, I've never been to Langley, so I'm excited to get to go to Langley.
Yeah, Langley's, if you've never been to Langley, she's never been to Langley's. We're going to be there for the Triple Crown. I'd love to go Langley and back Langley. It just makes for a long day to go to Langley.
Team Brown.
We're going to build one. What are you building now, Alan? I know you're up to something. But anyway, Langley was wild. Big shout out to Chase Barrow getting his very, very first Cars Tour win. Doesn't run the schedule very often, but when he does, he is actually a Langley regular, just like Connor Hall, just like Butterbean Queen. But I'm telling you, the guy to really look out for is Landon Lewis. He has been on a tear this year. Won 2 races and been up front about everywhere. So he won Wilkesboro.
Yep.
And then he's come back. He's won, I can't remember where else he won. He won somewhere else this year. And he has been the guy to kind of watch. We know Landon Lewis really well. Well, I do. I've watched him grow up since he was a little bitty knee hopper, as I call it, or grasshopper, back in the karting days. Just like Ryan Joyner, both of them kind of come up the same time. Ryan Joyner's a champion. Landon Lewis has drove just about anything from dirt to asphalt to Legends cars, and is a true champion, really. But he was in the mix all night long. We have watched the video from Langley, and it was absolutely wild. Them guys, you can't get no cleaner than that. From using the bumper on people, you just can't get no more racier than that. I mean, nobody spun each other out, but it was a great race, and Langley put on a great show. But the Hampton Heat is going to be absolutely wild because it's going to be hotter than dog's molasses.
Molasses?
Yeah, dog molasses. It's hot, man. It's going to be 90 plus degrees at Langley. The track's going to be hot and slippery, and you can be sliding around like a dog's butt, just sliding through there. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. But the big topic right now is Cars Tour put out a fine for Connor Jones.
Yep.
Put him on suspension. Put him on probation. I'm so sorry. Put him on probation.
Gave him a $500 fine.
$500 fine. Now, I've read through the comments. I'm ready to eat too. Don't feel bad. Gave him a $500 fine. Now, I have talked to Connor Jones at Newport. Seems like a decent kid. I don't know really how well to put it. He's got a cocky attitude. But maybe that's who he is.
Kind of a little bit of a hothead when he gets mad.
A little bit, you know, he almost reminds me of an Andrew Grady a little bit. But I will give Andrew credit. He's done really well this year. Keeping his attitude and initude or whatever he's got in check. So he's done really well. I'm proud of you, man. You've done really, really well. We've seen Landon Huffman get mad, especially in Tri-County, and had every right to. But you don't see that happen very often. Now, the fine was told to me by a Cars Tour official, we will not name names, that the reason why Connor Jones got the fine is because how fast he come into his pit box. Now,
after the race.
Now you got to think about it. The video.
People on the.
You got people everywhere down the pit road.
Yeah.
You know, after the race, everybody's tired. They're ready to go home. They're ready to pack their crap up. If he would have hit somebody, that would have not been a great situation. And I understand, tempers boil over. I get it. I'd do it. I mean, I get mad. She knows. I get mad.
Yeah.
I've been a racer. I
We
know
all do.
we all have a temper sometimes. But sometimes it's best to think before you do it.
Yep.
And I'm not going to diss Connor Jones in no kind of way. But given his past history, you got to think about it. Okay, you're pissed. You got to do something about it. So your spotter's on the radio. All right, you got to calm down. Don't go flying through your pit area. There's people everywhere. That's the reason for the fine, from what we were told. Now, I haven't seen no video on it, so I can't speak of it. But it was not fined because of the fight that he got into with Parker Eekman.
I wouldn't really call it a fight, though. It was a pushing match.
A handsy match.
Yeah.
He got handsy with him, dog.
It was a handsy match. There you go. But I wouldn't call it a real fight.
Well, the biggest thing is Connor did an interview with Short Track Scene, and we watched both interviews from Parker Eekman and Connor Jones. Connor's first thing he said is, I just went over to talk to him. Well, if you go look at the video that's posted on my Facebook page, you can clearly see he's not trying to go talk to him. Because the man still has his helmet on. When you go talk to somebody, take your helmet off. Go be a man and talk to the man.
And don't grab him.
Don't grab him. And the number one, you don't grab him in his own pit area with his crew around. What are you thinking? And that's the first thing you could have grabbed. You're going to get your ass whooped up in there. Because I'm telling you, that Hedecher crew is not one to play with. They got some of the best race car drivers. Parker Eekman, we reached out to Parker, and we had a conversation with Parker, kind of getting his insight on things, and there really wasn't nothing to say. I don't think he did anything wrong. The racing between him and Connor is racing. That's all there is to it. Yeah. They were racing. It's towards the end of the race. Everybody's got the gloves off. Everybody's hungry, trying to get a spot right then. Top 10 spot pays a little bit of money compared to 15th. It might be a couple of $100. You never know. But, you're fighting for everything it's worth, and things just whatever it is. I mean, it's part of racing. Beat, bang. It's part of it. But when you come flying down pit road and you wheel into your spot, and there's people there, it makes for a bad deal. It makes you look bad. And a lot of people have said in the comments, he's a spoiled brat. He's daddy's money, daddy's sponsor. I don't know anything about that situation. I'm not going to reflect on how that is. But should it lead to a suspension? Yes. But I think you should have hit him where it really hurts. $500 to that group ain't nothing. Putting him on probation, I could see the probation, and I could understand they're wiping the slate clean every year. But giving his past history, it's kind of hard for fans and people to put that in the past. Connor's a hothead. We've known that for a long time. I'm sure he's a great race driver. He can prove that he can run up front. He can prove that he can. We saw him at Wilkesboro last year at the end of the year. Give Carson Quaffle the bump to get the win, but he got DQ'd at the end. Nothing to his doing.
Keith put a comment. Or Kenneth, sorry.
Pushed people. Yeah, so you can see in the video that Connor gets out of his car, comes over, and reaches over and grabs Parker.
Yeah.
And that's when the pushing kind of starts. Parker was getting out of the car, and when Connor come over, and he had his damn helmet on. Come on, man. Take your fucking helmet off. Be a man and take your helmet off and have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
You don't put your hands, especially walking somebody's pit area that's got 7 or 8 guys, and Connor Jones is, maybe 5'6"? I'm 5'6". He might be 130 pounds soaking wet.
he's a small guy. He is a small guy.
He really is a small guy. So you think about it, you walking in the pit area. Now, Parker Ekman is what, 6'1", 6'2", probably about 200 pounds if he's. And Parker's got that long reach out there. So it won't take much to clean Connor Jones out. I really hate to say that. But talk to the man. I mean, don't give an interview saying, oh, well, he's never going to admit it's his fault. When does a driver ever admit that anything is his fault? Does anybody ever admit that anything is his fault?
I've seen a couple drivers that do it. I have seen a couple drivers admit when that something was their fault. Not very often,
No.
but I have seen them do it.
Well, and like I said, somebody asked me, why didn't Parker get the fine? Parker didn't do nothing wrong. What did Parker do that was wrong? Nothing. He didn't do anything that's wrong. So, you know, I think they had a...
Someone just...
See what she wants. See what she wants.
Oh.
Sorry about that. We're gonna finish this up here in just a second. But anyway, I think. Okay, tell him I'll be here in a minute.
We'll be right there.
But anyway, I'm gonna finish this up real quick for you guys, and we're gonna jump off here. Should it lead to a suspension? Yes, because you're endangering people's lives. You know, putting him on probation or something like that, I'm not really... No. I think Connor, according to the car store officials, that they have spoke to Connor and he understands what he needs to do better. Will this carry over to his truck ride? You know, Connor's had the history of getting hot-head temper on his truck ride and lost it. He's had the same thing happen in Florida at Five Flags. Same issue. The question is, when is enough enough? When will somebody finally get to the point and say, all right, you're done, you're cut off? I mean, I get it, Moishes bowl over as usual, but things are what it is. But with that said, like I said, the live feed will be on YouTube later on this week of what we talked about tonight. So if you didn't catch it tonight, you will catch it on YouTube. With that said, you guys, we appreciate everything you do. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that share button. We really appreciate everything you guys do. Got a lot of things coming up this week. We are off this weekend as usual. We took the weekend off. We're not doing anything. I think the weather is going to play havoc with the way things are right now. So we are going to, I don't know what we're doing at this point, but we're going somewhere. We might blog it. We don't know yet. So that might be on YouTube later on this week as well. So with that being said, remember one thing. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in a shirt, we might looking at doing pre-orders. So if we can get 4 or 5 people interested in a shirt and you say, I'm interested, and you send me a message, let me know, and we'll get together and I will work all that out for you guys. But with that said, guys, have a great week. We will see you on the next one for blog number 3. Where are we going to be?
I don't know yet.
We're looking at doing East Lincoln, by the way. We're going to try to do an interview with East Lincoln. We're going to try to do one with Tri-County. We're going to try to do with some Allison Legacy car guys. Got a lot of things coming up. East Lincoln, Triple Crown, Martinsville, Bristol, Darlington, you name it, we're going to be there. We'll at least try to. But with that said, guys, appreciate everything you do. Remember one thing, be there or be left behind. We'll see you guys.
Bye.